How you interpret the proverb. That's it. And that can be anything, so long as it is what you think it means.
Okay, repeat your question.
Now let me repeat the proverb. Okay? See, the Kenyan education system.
Yes.
I don't know what a proverb, but let's talk about a question.
A question, so they must be right or
It's
wrong.
not an exam. Okay? The eye always envies what is forbidden.
I think you just want to know what is. People just want to know what is not right.
Yes. They want to know why. You said it's not right. Okay, why is it
Why
not
is it
right?
not right?
Yeah, so you want to know and you're interested in
Okay,
finding
don't
out.
do this. Okay, why
should I not
do
know?
it?
Yeah, sure.
See? Isn't it? All right. That's what it does. You're very curious about things, especially if you've been told that you shouldn't be. You still want to know that thing that is hidden from you. You still want to know a lot more about it. It goes even across board, even for children. They want to know what exactly is going on. All right. World Vasectomy Day. Is that today, Wycliffe?
It's today.
It is today.
It's third Friday of every month of November every year.
Every year.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get into it this morning. Vasectomies, we've heard them. We've heard about it over and over again. We've heard about it as the last resort when it comes to contraception. We've heard about it, stop siring children. And here it is where an option comes in whereby the bulk of contraception lies on the shoulders of women. But then here was an intervention that would then have the man involved. Many, many things. Let's start off with basic definitions of vasectomy and what it actually is.
Sure. Vasectomy is just a surgical non-scalpel procedure that is done to just cut the vas difference. That is where the sperms are being transported from the storage place. Then it's cut and then tied, so that this is done to any man that has reached a decision or made a decision that he will not want to impregnate any other woman in future. So the tubes are cut and tied. And this is a permanent method that does not have a reversal.
Really?
Yes.
So then I guess we just jump into the myths there, because we often hear that you can reverse a vasectomy. Is that not the case?
Currently in Kenya, reversing a vasectomy is not very practical. Yes, because once you cut the vas difference, both sides, the right and the left, that would mean you're making a permanent mark, a permanent solution, the permanent way to stop the transportation of sperms from where they are being produced to mix with the semen for ejaculation. So men who undergo vasectomy will still ejaculate, but they will not have the seeds. And they'll only juice with no seeds. Yeah, so they'll not be able to impregnate a woman.
Okay.
Yes.
When I read the things that modern medical science can do, it's fascinating. And a hand can be amputated and it can be rejoined. A finger, the same.
Yes.
So you're telling me that this left and right thing that you just mentioned, when it's severed, that process cannot be undone. You said in Kenya, so I understood that, but are there places where it can be?
I think in other advanced areas, like maybe in US or some other guys that have advanced medical equipments, they're able to reverse it, but success rate is not that 100%. It's not that high.
But even without it, the success rate is also never 100%, is it?
Without a reversal.
Forget reversal. Yeah. Even without the vasectomy, there is no guarantee that you will have a child simply because you have had sex and you have ejaculated. Even if you time it how, there is no guarantee, is there?
No, there's no guarantee.
Precisely. So when then one has a vasectomy, what essentially are you trying to achieve?
Or
when one volunteers to have the procedure done on them?
I think vasectomy is one of the permanent methods of family planning that we have now for men. And so there back we were taxing our women to be the one to take this burden of family planning. Men were not involved, but with the recent days we've seen men get interest and also helping their women to have to be part of the family planning. So they consider having vasectomy done when they've reached the number of children that they may have to have. Especially if men, if you just realize that maybe you wanted 2 or 3 kids and don't want to get any other child in future, they prefer having vasectomy done on them so that they don't get more children. Yes.
Okay. So in the country, when we're looking at then the practice of this, how much do you think folks are aware of this option? I mean, if we think about family planning and we think about the methods that are used for contraception, right? Condoms, very, very popular. The information about them is all over the place. The medication or the barrier methods that are used, a lot of the hormonal contraceptives that are taken by women, those are quite, we know what those are. I mean, and they're in the public, they're very clear what some of those things are. Maybe a bit confusing to people how to use them, but in terms of information about them, the information is quite rampant. Maybe not so much about vasectomies, but how would it be that more information is being shared, and is it something that can become regular when it comes to then contraception?
Yeah, I think more of public education should be done. Like currently, MSK is doing a lot of that, sensitizing the community. In fact, even giving free vasectomy camps. We just had our vasectomy camps done in Nairobi from 14th. It ended just 3 days ago. These free camps are given to clients, and we served over 170 clients in Nairobi. There's one that is ongoing in Bungoma County, courtesy of MSK, and these services are given for free because it's a camp. This is just to help other people who are back there in the village to just get to know that vasectomy is something that can be done. And these services that we give them for free, we are encouraging men to also just help and get to know much about family planning. That's not just a thing of the women. They can also help to assist the ladies in the issue of family planning. So we are doing a lot of sensitization in the village, and we're also educating men about vasectomy. When they come, we counsel them before we have this procedure done. So we just want to ensure that this man understands what he wants to go through. And so with this knowledge that we give, when you give one client a knowledge, you will go and talk to another client or a friend. And so this is how this message of vasectomy will reach 10 or 5 people in a day. So we believe when we do these outreaches, we are reaching a number. So maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, I know this message will be out here, just like other family planning methods that are taken mostly with our women.
The people who are involved in research, health research, things that CT has done, for example, will often say that even as you get the implementation plan, it is very important for you to understand the why. So that now, even as you go into the future, you are not then going to backtrack and say, we have to go back. So why are men not usually involved in family planning methods and procedures? Why are they not involved, like you had said? What's the reason that you found over time?
I think mostly it's just myth that men maybe just took that family planning is a thing of the women, which is not very true. I think as a family, you need to plan together. You need to plan your family together, and if maybe your spouse is not is having other medical conditions that cannot allow her to undertake the available family planning methods of women. So as a man, this time you come in and then say, then let me have the vasectomy done. Because we even the issue of condoms, we know that it's all over. but you'll find some other men will not still accept to use this. So I think just we just need to educate more men for them to help the ladies in family planning issues. Yeah. So with this, a lot of sensitization and a lot of outreach that we do as MSK, I think we are reaching a number of men. And as I've said earlier, we are trusting God that in the next 2 or 3 years, vasectomy will be popular just as other family planning methods. Yeah.
You know, the very concept, and you are right when you say it has been assumed for the longest time that, especially in Kenya, that when you talk about family planning, you talk about women. And if you look at the space that we refer to as the family planning space, that emphasis clearly has focus on women. Because you'll be told about the barrier method, you will be told about, the whole array from hormonal implants to all manner of things. And it was just women. Now, the effort that has been made to ensure that women get to understand what's available for them. You say there is an outreach to ensure that men understand. But I'm using what has been done with reference to family planning where women are concerned as a reference point. What are the plans to ensure that in trying to get men to embrace family planning, similar effort is being made? Because when you start with a vasectomy is scary. I'm a man, okay? And I'm telling you, it is scary. Someone is telling me that you're going to nip something and after that I will probably never be able to have children. I am going to have a problem with that. Now, there are reasons why people would make that choice. Now, when you say they are counseled, walk us through this. How exactly do you reach out to men? Are there special clinics where men are asked to attend? Or is it something that is being done just within the healthcare space? And as you talk about vasectomy, is it only vasectomy or are there other options that you're talking to men about beyond the condom? So, as they say, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, family planning, as the world says, I think it's a thing of a family. That's why it's called a family planning. It's not only meant for one person in a family to do this. So male involvement in this family planning issue would give a family ease to plan who will be going under this family planning. So I think for men we are having programs. There are a lot of education that is done in the village, there even in the facilities, in the media, and we just want to involve men. Even when they go for clinics, we encourage men to go with their spouses, take them there so that at the clinic you'll be taught a lot of things when you start your journey of pregnancy. So family planning is one of the topics that are being discussed at the clinic. So when our male counterpart go to the clinics with their partners, from the word go, they'll be able to learn about family planning. So by the time this mother has delivered, as a family, they would have decided that we're going for this family planning method. So during these clinic times, the men are also taught about the vasectomies, the availability of family method that they have. Yeah, so during this time, it's when men are sensitized. The clinics, when you come with the spouse, the men are sensitized. Or if the mother comes alone, she's also given an option of going back to discuss with the spouse about the vasectomy. A mother can come and tell you, I've tried all these other methods. I've tried all these other methods and I'm not comfortable. But then as a service provider, you'll be able to tell her advisor, you can talk to your spouse.
Let me explain why I'm asking the question.
Yes.
Perhaps I wasn't clear. I suspect I wasn't. What are the functions where you'd find both men and women at the same time, comfortably being in?
At the same time?
Yes.
I think most of these camps that we do, we advertise them. So we
social functions that men and women are likely to be in together.
Maybe in our churches, maybe it's like this
weddings,
funerals, such stuff, such areas, sure.
And I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. Those represent a family. Those are things that unite people. When people go for a wedding, they feel it's an outing that every member of the family can go to. Funeral, the same.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Church functions or religious function, same. Okay. Now, family planning, you see, the norm has been women go. Okay. We're now saying there's a conversation about men being involved. Women, come with your men.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to vasectomy, you are saying it was good that men are involved, but the discussion of bring women. I'll explain to you why I am saying this. Again, if you are talking about a situation or a process that you want to initiate that will guarantee this person will not be able, the man will not be able to sire children, the wife or the partner needs to be involved in this from the very beginning. Because if they are not, the same way men would react when they found that their women were on some family planning
method.
Yes, and they had not been involved. Socially, it creates a storm. It's never a simple matter. The why, what, which, and for a man, the question will be asked is, okay, so how many other children do you have elsewhere? So you feel you don't want to anymore, and that will be an issue.
Yeah, sure.
So again, the involvement of women when it comes to men and vasectomy, how have you worked this out? And from what you've seen, how is it progressing?
Yeah, part of our counseling topics is when a man comes, we really want to convince this man to ensure that the spouse has to know about this procedure. Yeah, so you will find most of our clients come with their ladies to the clinics.
How do you guarantee that the woman they've come with is actually their wife?
Because I mean, you want to have it in an open conversation, right? And you're assuming that the person he's come with is his wife. In order to have this conversation, do you ask for a marriage certificate? How do you know?
I think some the people who come for this method, some of them are people who are mature enough, and I think maybe they rate. In Kenya, somebody can tell you that maybe I have 2 or 3 wives. So
we were going there. I'm glad you brought it up.
So among these 3, which one did she come with? But once a client come, you don't have to question whether this is the true wife or not. But we just counsel. You just need to just tell him the benefit of involving your wife into this. So if it's truly, if this man is true to himself, I think we'll be just able to share with the spouse. So it'll also be very encouraging and very good just to have your spouse when you are undergoing this procedure, because it's a procedure that can be done within 20 to 30 minutes, and then you be released back home through outpatient department.
I have to confess that the reason why I am insisting on asking these questions is because I worked in the field of HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
Okay, and one of the conundrums we found ourselves in was when we were dealing with what you call discordant couples, where there's the man is HIV positive or the woman's HIV positive and the partner is not. And then now you're talking about preventative methods. You want to ensure that someone doesn't infect the other. And just the discussions that took place. In fact, let me just mention this from what I observed a while back. When you found a situation where the woman was negative and the man was positive, women tend to be fairly supportive. When it was vice versa, where the woman is the one who was HIV positive and the man was HIV negative, the majority of the men we came across were not that supportive. Now, I'm talking about that discordance in the reaction to such a situation.
Yeah, sure.
In relation to how it is we view children in our society, the birthing of children, what children mean, and how it is a discussion that involves, because when you have a vasectomy, you talk about cessation. Now, no more children thereafter.
Yeah, sure.
Now, that for many people is a very, very serious discussion.
Yeah, so that's why we are saying one of the eligibility criteria is you must have made your mind that maybe if you plan to have two, you will not want to have any other child in future. So one of the eligibility criteria is you must have decided that in future you will not have any child.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we proceed with the procedure, we must also confirm
that
this is really what you mean.
Okay. Let's look into some more statistics and questions after we take the break. Let's come back after that. We're having a conversation around vasectomy on World Vasectomy Day with